9 to 5 jobs, are they really 9 to 5? Now, I don't work a 9 to 5 job anymore, but I want to give you my experience of what it was like working one since the day that I left school at 16, and ask for you guys to give me your input, whether you're a millennial, Gen X, or even a Gen Zer. Really, really interested to get the whole demographic idea of this, basically. So I have been working since I left school, right? I'm one of these kids that didn't want to go into higher education. I didn't want to go to uni and come out with a massive load of debt to maybe get a job that I might want to go into. Like, I personally was just like, I don't know what I want to do, so therefore I'm not going to try and go to a direction that I don't know, right? So I was like, fuck it, I'll just work and earn money, which is what I did. And I had multiple different jobs throughout my life in different aspects of work, right? So telecommunications, the old cold calling. I think if you're my age, or, you know, around this sort of age of 36, I swear, one of the 2 jobs that you've done in your life is either the Guardian newspaper, if you're, you know, in the UK, or telemarketer, cold calling, either knocking on people's doors or calling people up. Soul destroying work, let me just add that. So I have done all of the sales calls, I've done retail work, I've done cleaning work, I've done being in a shop but doing higher sanitary wear work, and I've done a lot of different things. But the one thing that always stuck with me whenever I went to look for a job was that I was somewhat of a rebel. So I don't like to be told what to do, to tell you the truth. I really don't like working under people. I find it really hard. I have an attitude problem when it comes to things like this. But besides the point, I also made sure that it was a Monday to Friday with weekends off. Or if I had to work a Saturday, it wouldn't be every Saturday, it would be every other Saturday. There was no way you were catching me doing 12 hours work for 6 days a week, right? There's no way, no way. So in every job that I did, it was either an 8 till 5 or, you know, 9 till 5 or something like that with the weekends off. So I gave myself that piece of my life back, even though I didn't lose it, but I kind of knew I didn't want to be a slave to the system straight away. However, when I got to one of my later jobs in life, really, which was just working in a plumbing merchant, and I really enjoyed it, there was a younger worker who was the manager's daughter, and she came along because she had moved from her area and had moved down, and she was 19 at the time, and I was over 20s, but I can't remember the age difference, right? But she was 19 at the time. And she came to work for him, and she was a little bit of a rebel as well, right? Or what I thought. However, as time went on and she started to work longer and longer for the company, I started to notice that she wasn't taking her full hour break for lunch. She would only take like 20 minutes, and she'd go and get a drink and go and get something to eat and then come back and get back to the shop floor. Bear in mind, she wasn't paid for the extra 40 minutes that she was on the shop floor. We have an hour unpaid lunch. That's what it was. So I made sure I took my hour every single day. But like I say, I started to notice that she was working through her lunch hour when she really didn't need to. Like, it wasn't like we were super, super busy. So it was either that she wanted to make a good impression for her dad, which didn't really make sense because they didn't really get along that well. Or she felt as though that she needed to do that because they pressurized her into doing so. And I think it's the latter, because I left that job after they were just horrendous. I had an argument with one of the workers, the employees there, unfortunately. It was a horrendous situation. And I got fired, even though he was spouting... Anyway, so that was my experience with first-handedly seeing that the younger generation, in my eyes, were starting to work more than needed. And I just don't know how it is now, because I am seeing video after video after video of people saying that they're working 3 jobs, they're working 18-hour shifts, They're doing 3 job titles in their 1 job title when they signed up for a certain job. I cannot believe the state of the 9-to-5 corporate world if this is true, because I saw a little bit of it, but was I just so blindsided with being so I'm not doing that I didn't notice it seep in as much as it did? Because I've been out of this rat race 9-to-5 thing for a while now. I strongly recommend people being entrepreneurs and starting something on the side and building that up. And I just wanted to ask my fellow millennials, Gen X and Gen Zers, what is your current state? Are you feeling pressured by your employer to do more than you signed up for? Another thing that I noticed when I was working in these 9-to-5 jobs is that they suppressed my creativity massively. So there'd be like many times where I would see an opportunity in something, whether that was a design aspect or just we could do something better or whatever, and I would bring that to the table with my manager, and 9 times out of 10 I'd just get a, yeah, that's cool, but we're not going to do it. It won't get to the top. Just basically sit down, shut up, don't have any ideas because we've got it covered. All right, just get back to your job. Don't do no less, don't do no more. Thanks. And this was like multiple times as well. So I started to recognize the fact that even your managers and your co-workers, they have gone through so much that they can't even let you be creative anymore because they just have been soul sucked of it completely. So if you don't surround yourself with other creative beings, because we are creative beings at the end of the day, right? We are not drones. We are not robots. We are not meant to just go to work, come back, pay bills, go sleep, go eat, go to work. That is not life. We are very creative. If we weren't, we wouldn't have the people in our world today with art, music, and everything else. So we have the ability in us, but I feel like we get it suppressed when we try to express that in a job. I don't know, like, whether that's got any better or not, like, whether people are allowing that now because of the boom of social media, because you've got to remember, this wasn't around when I was around, so you weren't encouraged to create, right? You weren't encouraged to do these things, unless you had, like, a younger, there was only one dude in one job that actually was like, yeah, you're onto something, you can make a eBay store for us. And he actually did allow me to make an eBay store and sell the things through there for the company. And I was like, hey, that's cool. But I think the only reason that he did that is because he was like 3-4 years like older than me. He was a young manager and he was kind of already getting into the social media aspect of it. So maybe now it's changed. I don't know. I just wanted to know, like, is your soul being sucked? Is your soul being destroyed and devoured by this 9-to-5 job? Has it got progressively worse? Have you gone through different jobs and you've seen it the same? Are you in the same job that you've been in for 15 years and you've seen it get worse? Because I could never hold down a job longer than like 2 years, I'll be real with you. I just get bored. I think I've got ADHD. I'm waiting for an assessment, but I just couldn't. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, it's literally brain rotting me. I need to be able to like have an outlet to be able to do creative stuff, which is why YouTube is so good, and other things that you can do. Creativity is so good for your mind. And I don't like the way that it's going. I don't feel that we are living to the highest possible aspect of ourselves with these jobs. I just don't know. I don't know. If you're happy in your job, then let me know as well. You know, I'd really, really like to know. But yeah, have things changed from like 20 years ago when I started working? I don't know. Let me know.